Previously, I talked about how Porsche might be the enthusiast brand because of a patent that they had recently made. But is McLaren the anti-enthusiast brand? A new McLaren patent could limit cars from using track mode on the road. So it says here, the McLaren supercars are some of the sharpest edge vehicles in the industry, and the British automaker may be working on a plan to keep customers from accidentally cutting themselves. At least that's what a newly discovered U.S. patent filing limiting the use of certain drive modes depending on GPS location appears to be focused on. So essentially, if the GPS does not see that you're on a racetrack, you would be limited. So this patent was filed in May. And essentially it focuses on the drive system of a McLaren vehicle, and it's supposed to limit activation of selected features depending on a car's current location. If the location does not match up with a place where a certain system of the vehicle will be activated, the software is supposed to restrict the activation of the system. So as pointed out in this article, there's potential issues with it. Many cars fitted with track-specific drive modes will warn users that it's intended for the racetrack only, but rarely limit the actual use. But McLaren has acknowledged the possible issues, including temporary racetracks. So think like races where they shut down parts of public roads. That would not be allowed due to this system. You wouldn't be able to go into track mode with that. And just besides, while there's little reason to drive your 740 horsepower supercar on the road with all systems off, most consumers appreciate the freedom to do so, even if the results could bruise their ego and wallet. Now, don't get me wrong. There is a lot of drivers out there that cannot handle these cars with all of the safety features turned off in track mode at the highest power levels. And I would raise my hand and say I'm probably one of those because I don't have experience. But we see people get rich, whether it's through social media, athletes, celebrities, whatever, that went from just driving a normal regular car all the way up to some big powerful supercar, and occasionally we see them get in accidents because they get more confidence than they deserve to have. And that's what this is looking to fight, people who don't have that experience. But it's an example of the few ruining it for the many. Because also if this is successful, I could see this happening in non-McLarens and non-supercars as well. So I understand the reasoning for it, especially as EVs are getting more and more fast and more speed is attainable by more regular people. Being able to turn off stuff like this based off GPSs. There's a lot of issues that you have to figure out. I like and understand the safety rationale, but I also hate restricting the freedom, especially of those who are able to drive. Maybe you have some way to prove you can drive and the manufacturers will be able to turn it off. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Have a good day. Bye.